Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is ZombieQuaggin. Here I'm going to show you how to do the Aetherblade Fractal. Now the first thing you want to do, jump in the water. Do you notice these mines? If you touch them you kind of insta-die. So you're going to want to stay as low as possible to avoid them. Just like this. They're really easy once you get the hang of it. But yeah, so we just swim through this one, the only underwater bit in this level thankfully. We need to speak to this NPC here, okay? Now this bit's kind of boring. There's just like a few people we fight. There's some veterans, I think there's an elite or two. Go around the corner, there's some more, but they're pretty easy. The thing you kind of want to look out for is that there are like grenadiers, and they kind of do like big AoE damage, and they can like chill you and do all sorts. So they're ones you want to kind of target, kind of like more like ferociously, I'd say, like, or more like deliberately. So there's none in this group though. Don't think there's anything in the next group either. So yeah, let me just run through here, find another group, and after this group is when the combat gets a lot more interesting, or the mechanics of the level get more interesting anyway. Just saw a quick glimpse of one of the stranger mechanics in this level. There we go. As you can see. Oh, what's that purple glow on me? Oh, that looks really weird. Well, it's a special kind of flooring, and if you touch it, you kind of insta down. So you want to go on these like gaps, and you see it kind of flashes. See where it's dim and flashes? That's where it's safe to run across, but it doesn't last very long. So it goes dim and you run into the gap. Pulses where you die. And do you notice, look on the left, my party, 3 of them have wiped on this already, or they're all downed. So there's me and this other guy. So he's teleported on. But what it is, you can actually disable this field. So if you run into this little hut, there's 2 of these, so 2 of you have to go in. So that field's now disabled, so they can run through fine. What they're doing, and then they can kind of help us kill this elite. Now, as you see on the bottom right, kind of obscured by a minimap, but you'll see it better in a second, there's like a hologram that's dancing. If you dance in front of it, like I just did, it's 1/2 of an achievement that you'll see me get in a bit, okay? So there's a random elite stood on his own. Just gonna kill him. Okay, so this is a really low level fractal, okay? But if you, later on, this area kind of deals agony every time it hits you, which is really bad, okay? But you can kind of just brute force it this low. So there's 2 of those switches again, someone else ran to the other one to disable it, and then this is the second hologram. So if we just dance in front of this one, there we go, so I get my achievement. Went through this gate. And now there's kind of a fight on our hands, okay? So this is where you need to kind of like look out for the grenadiers. So there's one of them, just like burn him down quite quick. So they're the ones that can actually hurt you like the most. So you kind of beat a wave, and then there's some cannons that fire at you, then you kind of beat another wave, there's some more cannons, and then eventually they kind of meld into one, where like waves are coming in and cannons at the same time. So this fractal is like the first, like slightly over half of like the Aetherblade kind of instance, and it was a really cool place. So it was back when it was the Living World Season 1, when they weren't really sure what they were doing with the story. They introduced like kind of the Aetherblades as like a cross kind of species kind of like bad guy, or like team anyway. And they had a base inside Lion's Arch, which was amazing, because like no one thought it would be. It was like, yeah, well, it was shocking to me at least anyway. So you kind of went through this waterfall and you started fighting them. This was like the old Lion's Arch, like before it was destroyed by Scarlet. It was quite fun. So let's have a look. We're just over halfway through the waves. Gets really boring. Take out another grenadier. Right, then there's 2 more waves left. We kill this trio now, and then that gate in front of us opens, and then that's where the last ones are. Ah, there's a veteran grenadier who's just down 2 guys. But if I killed the other guy, they'll rally, which is why I sometimes hit. So I've called him now because no one else is killing him. There we go. Always call your targets, guys. It's just more efficient that way, and not everyone knows who you need to fight. And the NPC Eileen Keel has just run off to start like the end boss mechanic. So this boss is in its own little room, and it's a really fun boss fight. Like, I really like it. Okay. So see that kind of middle bit, that ends up kind of shielding the boss, and then these kind of laser beams kind of filling the room, kind of start like slowly turning anti-clockwise. So you've got to kind of keep out of their way. Okay. So the first laser beam is like a really kind of low down on the ground one, and it's quite quick, but you can dodge it by standing on the kind of boxes you see around and that I'm on now. And then the second one is kind of like a much bigger one that you can't actually dodge, but it's slow, so you can kind of keep walking away from it. And then the third phase has got both, so it's got the small ones you've got to jump on the boxes, and the big one to dodge. It's really cool. So while that's happening, you see there's some golems in the background that are just stood there. They're trying to kill you. You've got to try and kill them. But every time they touch like the laser field, they get a buff, and then they become like invincible for a short time. So look, there he is. He just got hit by it, and I'm still killing the other targets a second. So he's invulnerable for a bit. See that buff that was on him really briefly? He gets that, and he gets like really strong attacks. So you kind of stand here and let that kind of laser field go, and now there's 2. And now just see the really big one. There's no way you can jump over that. So we just got to kill both of these while dodging the lasers, and there's an achievement for going the full fight without dodging it, which I don't actually manage this time, which is a shame, because I thought I was about to manage it, and then I failed. So there you go, so see the little one again? So look, I'm on these boxes, and I get hit by the field. I was on the boxes. So yeah, I was well angry at that, but doesn't matter. Burning down the golems, jumping on the boxes, big ones. So he had 2 buffs on him then. Literally, when this guy dies, it's all over. Boom, there he is. So this little issue is like, I'm about to unleash my greatest invention. Boom, dead. And there we go. That's literally at the end of the fractal, guys. So yeah, I hope you like this little kind of guide for it. And yeah, thank you very much. I'll see you all next time. Take care.